Welcome back. Today I'm going to go over the top red flags or cautions you should have when you meet someone and you're trying to determine if you want to be in a relationship, like a friendship, a significant other, even an employee. These are the top red flags or concerns you should note. These top concerns or red flags, I'm not saying that they're based on behavioral science and behavior-analytic literature. These are my experience for the most part, mostly my experiences and what I've learned through a lot of failed relationships. Number one, if you're out, say, to dinner with them or you go to lunch, if the person that you meet and you're trying to determine if you should be friends with the person or in any kind of relationship whatsoever, the way they treat people that they might perceive as lower status. So in other words, you go out to lunch or you go to dinner and they're really nice to you and they pull out your chair, or they're just very cordial, they're friendly to you, they're putting their best foot forward, usually on your first meeting. And then you see how they may treat, for example, the server or the waiter or waitress that comes up to your table, and then they talk down to them. It's very likely that that person is just trying to impress you, but their real behavior is how they act when they think they're better than someone else, or it's a status issue. So I would say that's one of my first things I would suggest you're careful about, how that person interacts with people that they perceive to be getting paid to do something or doing something for them. Number two, when it comes to red flags and things that you should be concerned about when you're trying to determine if you want to be in a relationship with somebody. And that would be when someone starts off a conversation saying to you, listen, I'm not supposed to repeat this and don't tell anyone this, but blah, 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 blah. And then they spill their guts about something that was a promise that they promised someone else that they would not reveal. So when you first get to know someone and they feel that comfortable coming up to you and saying, you know, I'm not supposed to say this, but you can bet that when you walk away, they're saying things that are sensitive that you said to them. So that's number two. Number three, when it comes to things that might be red flags, not everyone, but many people, especially in this day and age, they spend more time worrying about their reputation and their appearance on social media than they do working on themselves in real life. So they're getting thumbnails and pictures on islands and with, you know, bling bling and private jets and stuff like that. They rent a fancy car for the day, but they're more worried about how they're perceived, and the true, authentic, genuine friendships and close relationships are not there. Or they're just not working on their own skills and repertoire. They're too worried about perception. So if someone's spending 15 hours a day on social media, realize that there's a good chance that they lack relationships and even interpersonal skills. I'd say it could be a red flag when you meet someone and all they do is badmouth the person, which would be their previous employer, a previous relationship, a previous significant other. If all they do is badmouth them and don't take any accountability for why that went south, so, or if something didn't go well, they basically are blaming the other person and speaking ill of another person and not taking any accountability, because every interaction in every relationship means that there's two people in a reciprocal relationship. It's never just one person's fault.